Welcome to Iraqi Musical Heritage Night. George Friedrich Handel said that music is the language of the soul. And if we accept that, then we also have to accept that music has always been part of great civilizations, even to the first civilizations. And that leads us to Iraq. The societies of Mesopotamia created art and architecture and language and, of course, music. So the music you've been listening to in the background here has been ancient Mesopotamian music interpreted from cuneiform texts, some of the oldest in existence. They're about 3,500 years old. Western music is based on. So this is, you could say, the first ancestor of the music we listen to in this part of the world. And also the ancient Sumerian music, which is on a modal system, which the Maqams are based on, which we will also hear later. So now we will hear Hurrian Moonset, interpreted from ancient cuneiform by Professor Ann Kilmer and performed by Janet Smith.
We are back from 3,500 years ago, back to reality. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Your Excellencies, our honorable guests, our Iraqi community, good evening. Welcome to the second cultural activity of our office. In this event, we present to you one of the many cultural faces of Iraq. This evening and week are dedicated to fine art and cultural Iraqi musical heritage of Maqam. We shall learn more about Maqam through our two distinguished speakers. Through our famous artists, you shall enjoy the Maqam singing and oud playing. Along with Iraqi musical joy, you may enjoy the Iraqi fine art through the exhibition at Kadsan. This is a collection of wonderful work of Iraqi artists. Many of them are Iraqi Americans. And in this exhibition, we also exhibit the work of many distinguished Iraqi artists through personal collections of members of the Iraqi community. I would like to recognize the American University through the Kadsan Art Center. They have been so kind to host this event in an admirable way, and my special and personal thanks to Mr. Jason Laurie of the Kadsan. Many thanks and appreciations extend to many who helped in making this event happening. Our wonderful and supportive audience for joining us and sharing with us this musical art event and as a shining face of Iraqi culture, heritage, and talents. And thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a great privilege for me to speak to you tonight. And I thank all involved in organizing and inviting me. Particularly since I am an outsider to the tradition. I'm a Canadian, non-Iraqi who's never been to Iraq, but I can be included because of my love of Iraqi Maqam. And from my familiarity with Iraqi Canadian friends, I know the tradition of Iraqi hospitality, and by virtue of those facts, I do feel very included tonight. Thank you. Tonight I'd like to present some comparative observations regarding the nature of continuity, change, and renewal in Iraqi Maqam, occasionally drawing on parallel situations in other musical traditions. My goal is to shed light on possibilities and human tendencies as they have occurred throughout history and across cultures. Aside from some obvious constructive points, my comparative remarks do not mean that Iraqi Maqam will or should follow this or that path. No one has a crystal ball or magic formula. The musicians and Maqam enthusiasts will carve out their own future, for sure. Of course, Mesopotamian culture has been around for a long time and has seen lots of change and renewal, and so has its music. As we've just heard and experienced, Iraq has a continuous music tradition reaching back to the 3rd millennium BC. The earliest notations of tuning theory exist from 1800 BC, and the earliest notation of a song, which we just heard, from 1400 BC. Nothing like this arises in other cultures for another 1,000 years. Between the 8th and 13th centuries AD, the Abbasid court of Baghdad hosted a highly sophisticated musical culture that spread to Spain, remnants of which can still be found in North Africa today. This happened frequently around the world after the Industrial Revolution and throughout the turbulent 20th century. This tendency corresponds to the realization of postmodern philosophy and science that our consciousness participates in and helps to create our reality, which is not simply given waiting to be discovered. We keep in case when there is cultural engineering from the top down and the primary agenda is political. Such was the disastrous case for the Central Asian Maqam traditions during the Soviet period. The state-regulated music produced during these periods was artificial and didn't respond to the real needs or interests of the public. Some musicologists later refer to it as frozen music, lifeless, imprisoned. The Uzbeki master Turgun Alimatov went underground during the Soviet period and is now credited with reanimating the traditional spirit of the Shash Maqam with his highly original and personal One person builds a house and leaves that house. I come to that house and I remodel it. And that remodeling will be valued for a long time. And then still, a better master will. I'm not the one who built the house. I just did the remodeling. I can't say it's mine. Whoever sees this house, when asked why his versions of the repertoire were artistically superior to the frozen arrangements of the Soviet musicologists, Alimatov replied something to the effect that you have to love the music to effectively renovate it. Otherwise it remains frozen. Two cooks can prepare a meal with the same ingredients, but one will be tasty and the other perhaps not.
Thank you very much, Rob. We wish we had more time to listen to this fantastic information about Maqam. May I call on our ambassador, please, to step up here to present simple gesture of appreciation of your contribution to our musical night.
Thank you very much. We very much enjoyed the lecture. Thank you. Although we know a lot of this, but to hear it from somebody like you. Thank you very much.
هذه الأمسية الثقافية المقامية نشكركم على حضوركم. We're very happy and very honored to be invited to perform at this event. المقام Iraqi, as many of you know, is a very original, unique art بالعراق, and something that we're very proud of كعراقيين, as Iraqis, and something that we wish to continue through all the ages, and so tonight is a chance for us to perform, and we're very happy. We thank Dr. Abdul Hadi for arranging this event. It was quite a lot of work on his part. Obviously, he did a very good job advertising it, because there's more people here than will ever be able to sit and enjoy the sound. We're going to begin with Maqam Penjiga, which is a very favorite and one that is often requested at the very beginning of a concert. And of course, before Penjiga, we have to do a song, الليلة حلوة. وإن شاء الله حتكون ليلة حلوة وجميلة. حلوة وجميلة هالليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة جميلة ليلة جميلة أهلا وسهلا بك يا اللي كنت غايب أهلا وسهلا بك يا اللي كنت غايب وقلبي من فرقك ضاق المصايب جميلة ليلة جميلة الليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة الليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة جميلة ليلة جميلة أهلا وسهلا بيك وأكثر بلي وياك والقلب قبل العين هاللي وتلقاك ليلة جميلة الليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة الليلة حلوة حلوة وجميلة جميلة ليلة شكرا أمان 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 دلا دلا دلاي 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 داد هين بدادي جسمي كجفنك من هواك عليل، وقصير ليلي من نواك طويل. يا فاطمي يا فاطمي بنواظر مطحونة، من غنجها ما عض فيها البيل، من غنجها ما عض فيها النيل. الله لما طفي الجلال أنت البريء وطفي المسؤول، طفي الجلال في هواك فمنتني طفي الجلال. قالوا لي تريد قالوا لي تريد قالوا لي يفيد لهم حبيب قالوا لي ما يفيد للعلة شفا قالوا لي ما يفيد للعلة شفا يا هالخالق من شاف والفي ورفا يا هالخالق من شاف والفي ورفا طلع خاين ذات ما عنده وفا طلع خاين ذات ما عنده وفا من شاف الفي ورثه طلع خاين ذات ما عنده وفا طلع خاين ذات ما عنده وفا شكرا 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 جزيلا شكرا شكرا جزيلا. Thank you for such a warm reception.
موافق التكريتي. I don't know where to start because he is the quintessential Iraqi. He is the kind of Iraqi, when you meet him, you feel the connection with the land and with the people, and especially with Baghdad. He is an encyclopedia of social history of Baghdad. And of course, he is knowledgeable in so many things, including Maqam. As I was sitting here, enjoying the performance of Safafir, actually, I couldn't help but cry. I felt the roots grow out of my feet and go deep into history. I felt my connection with my beloved country. As I introduce my dear friend Muwaffaq, I ask, are we to abandon, should we ever think of abandoning a people like this, a tradition like this, and people like Muwaffaq, and the future of our generations to bigots, ignorant people, and terrorists? Never, never. I am proud. These young people are our future, and they are our past. We are proud of them, and we are proud of people like Muwaffaq, whom I present to you to tell you about things we all love. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. To tell you the truth, I'm really shivering. I'm really humbled. I mean, listening to Amir Safar made me believe in Iraq that will never die. It will be there everywhere. I mean, This guy, who's as young as my son, could make me cry. I did literally cried. I mean, 7,000 years of victories and retreats, of happiness, of music, of latmiya, of everything on earth. Believe me, I mean, I'm also humbled by what Ambassador Samir said about me. I'm just an Iraqi like you, but plagued with a virus of love to Iraq that doesn't want to leave me, and I don't want him to leave me at all. Number one, I'm not a musician. I've never studied the music. I'm not a historian, so why the heck I'm here? It's simply because of the passion and the deep, profound love to everything in Iraq, to every millimeters of this great 7,000-year-old country. It's simply that. It's only love. So that's the only thing I have. No study, nothing, just love for Iraq, which made me dig everywhere studying Iraq. I'm a man in love, and I think I would love you to join me in this love. You know what I mean? Anyhow, I will start my presentation and by thanking Dr. Hadi, who has contemplated the idea.
Thank you, dear Muwaffaq, for the most informative speech. And we really would have loved to have more time to listen to your knowledgeable comments and history about Maqam and about Iraq and about Iraqism. Thank you very much indeed. May I call on His Excellency the Ambassador to present the gesture of thank to Muwaffaq, please. We could have. إن شاء الله موفق واسمك عليك. May I call on our great musician, Rahim Al-Haj, who I'm sure you are waiting just to listen to his playing with oud. And he came from New Mexico to join us in this Iraqi gathering to share with us our feelings to our beloved country and have the joy of his playing. Rahim Al-Haj.
First, actually, I would like to acknowledge my really deep thank to my friend Dr. Abdul Hadi and Dr. Sumaidi also, and my dear friend Fuad Misho. you are familiar with, and we'll make some improvisation, and we'll have fun, please. No.
خدك لي معياه واي بابا وضوء على بغداد وضوء على بغداد نتمع أمير
فعالية ثقافية بفضل الدكتور عبد الهادي الخليلي الملحق الثقافي وجهوده الكبيرة. يعني يسعدني كثيرا أن أجد هذا الحضور العراقي وغير العراقي في هذه الأمسية التي تبين للعالم أجمع أن العراق بلد ذو عمق حضاري وثقافي. شعرت وأنا أجلس هنا في هذه القاعة بأن الجذور تنمو من أقدامي وتضرب في عمق التاريخ.
بالنسبة لنا كفنانين تشكيليين عراقيين، احنا مقيمين في ميشيغان، وجتنا دعوة من سعادة الملحق الثقافي العراقي الدكتور عبد الهادي الخليلي. اتصل بي قال لي انه عندنا حدث ثقافي عراقي وانتم عراقيين، فأتمنى انه نتعاون على تأسيس مثل هيك مناسبات في المهجر الأمريكي.
يعني طبيب عراقي في أمريكا في جو ثقافي عراقي، كيف ترى الحدث؟
تجمع جميل والموسيقى رائعة والشباب اللي عزفوا شباب متربين في أمريكا، احنا فخورين بهم، يعني شيء رائع جدا جدا جدا. الحقيقة رجعتنا إلى أيام الخير وأيام سعادة الوطن، والتجمع جميل جدا والله.
شكرا جزيلا دكتور.
دكتور هادي الخليلي وهسه بجهوده، واحنا ان شاء الله دائما نكون موجودين حتى نساعده. احنا طبعا مشاركين بالبرنامج هنا. اخويا بصراحه هذه لوحده اللي ورايا، وبعدين اني عندي من الاكزيبت اللي اني مقدمه مع ضياء العزاوي وبعض اللوحات الاخرى اللي طلبها من عندي الدكتور هادي الخليلي، واحنا كلش فرحانين ب يعني هالتجمع هذا، وانه احنا بدنا نشارك بموضوع التراث العراقي.
مرحبا.
مرحبا.
منو حضرتك؟
ندوة القرغلي. أنا رسامة عراقية وساكنة بواشنطن.
مشاركتك بالمعرض اليوم شنو؟
دول 3 لوحات اللي بخلفي.
كيف تمت هاي المشاركة؟ كيف تمت هذه المشاركة؟
اتصل الدكتور عبد الهادي الخليلي مشكور ودعانا احنا الفنانين الموجودين هنا لهالأمسية وشاركنا بيها.
هل كانت دعوة موجهة إلى جميع الفنانين العراقيين هنا؟
إلى جميع الفنانين العراقيين، وكان يسأل على الناس اللي حتى هم ما ذاكرين اسمهم أو بارزين أو معروفين، يسأل عليهم واحد واحد ويطلب إنه نعرفه عليهم.
كيف وجدتي الأمسية؟
أمسية بديعة فعلا مثل ما قال الدكتور. كان طلب من عندنا نشارك، قال أريد أجمع شمل العراقيين بواسطة جمع الفنانين بأمسية فنية وغنائية وثقافية وكلها.
يعني أمسية
فعلا حققها.
أمسية عراقية.
وهواية أكو أجانب، بس حتى الأجانب كلش متمتعين بيها. شيء غريب أنا ما شايفة أجنبي يتمتع بالمقام، لأنه فالشيء هو حقيقة مو اعتيادي.
شكرا جزيلا.